Welcome you all on behalf of Anand Niketan Maninagar, myself Anita Haldar, subject teacher of chemistry. So today we are going to learn about chemistry, know more about the chemistry that is related with some basic concepts of chemistry. What is chemistry and why it is important? Here you can see that chemistry itself means community, health, environment, medicine, industry, science, technology, research, and you. This all things combines with the help of chemistry. Where it is used, you can see it in your kitchen while cooking, in the cleaning purpose, medicines, environmental issues. So what are we going to do next? That is, we need to remain calm and we need to create a love, have a love for chemistry because everything surrounding you is chemistry. Let us know more about properties of matter and their measurement. But are we, uh, do we know that what actually a matter is? Yes, we do know. The anything that occupies space and has volume and mass, they are termed as matter. We have already talked about, we have already learnt about solid, liquid, gas and plasma condensing state of matter. Now, we are going to focus on the properties of matter and how they can be measured. Which are the different properties of matter we come across? Basically, physical properties and chemical properties. Now, when we talk about physical properties, that means the things that are physical that we are able to see, we are able to touch. These all comes under the physical properties. For example, color, order, melting point, boiling point, density, and so on. These all are the properties which are coming under the physical properties. And next is about chemical properties that deals with the combustion, the type of reactions is taking place, reactivity with acids and bases, etc. So let's talk more about these physical and chemical properties. Right, every substance has unique or characteristic properties. These properties can be classified into two categories, that is physical and chemical. Physical properties can be measured or observed without changing the identity or the composition of the substance. Right, as such, we can say the water, the composition of water is hydrogen and oxygen. Even if it exists in solid form, that is the ice, the composition remains same. If it exists in the liquid form, the composition again remains same. And no matter if it exists in the gaseous form, yet the composition remains same. So hence we can say physical properties can be measured or observed without changing the identity or the composition of the substance. Whereas the measurement or observation of chemical property requires a chemical change to occur. Measurement of physical properties does not require occurrence of a chemical change. For example, the examples of chemical properties are characteristics, reactions of different substances. These include acidity or basicity, combustibility, etc. Chemists describe, interpret, and predict the behavior of substances on the basis of knowledge of their physical and chemical properties, which are determined by careful measurement and experimentation. Now we need to look into the topic that says about the measurement of the physical properties. Now, when we talk about measurement of physical properties, as we already talked about that physical properties of matter are quantitative in nature. The measurement of any physical quantity consists of two parts. First, the number. Second, the unit in which we are measuring. We express the accuracy of the number by using the concept of significant figures. Now, what are significant figures that we are going to learn and explore in the next session? We express the units of measurement in SI units. Now, what is the full form of SI unit? SI means System International. The International System of Unit is coming under the SI unit, which was established by the 11th General Conference on Weights and Measures. That is, shortly it is known as CGPM, that is the Conference General des Poids et Measures. In French it has been called so. The CGPM is an intergovernmental treaty organization created by a diplomatic treaty known as Meter Convention, which was signed in Paris in 1875. These units means these SI units pertain to the 7 fundamental scientific quantities. So that we are going to see in the next slide, right, in the coming slides of the video. Next, we usually use the concept of dimensional analysis to derive the units. We have units for measurement. What we can do is, we can express the value of a physical quantity as the product of the numerical value and unit in which it is expressed. Earlier, if you can recall, right, in grade 9 as well, whenever we used to solve the numericals of calculating the concentration, calculating the molecular mass, right, calculating the molar mass, deriving the number of moles, particles, everywhere it was very much essential to write down the unit that we are deriving. Okay, so that the answer will explain whether it is a mole, it's a mass, it's a particle. So unit is very essential. Then when we are talking about the fundamental units, so what are fundamental units? Fundamental units are those units which can neither be derived from one another nor they can be further resolved into any other units. We have listed 7 fundamental units measured in SI system. They are quantity, name of unit and abbreviation of these 7 fundamental units. First of all is mass. So mass, the name of unit is kilogram. Okay, we measure mass in SI system, we measure mass in kilogram. But we do know that we have several units to measure mass, that is grams, kilograms, pounds, right? We have so many different units, but as per SI system, that is the simple system, international system, we use mass as measured in kilogram and its abbreviation is kg. Similarly, length in meters, small m, temperature in Kelvin, capital K, amount of substance is measured in moles, that is mole, mol, time in second, small s, electric current ampere in capital A, and luminous intensity, that is the intensity of the light. It is measured in candela. The abbreviation is CD. Next, when we are talking about the derived units, so what are derived units? Right, we talked about fundamental units that cannot be derived, that is originally existed. Now, derived unit means as such velocity. So, velocity, how do we calculate velocity? Velocity we calculate with respect to time. Right, the displacement taken place with respect to time is known as velocity. Area, How do we calculate area? Area we calculate in terms of your right, force is equals to pressure upon area. So area is equals to, we can calculate with respect to force as well as with respect to pressure. Volume density is equals to mass upon volume, energy, right? These all are derived units. That means some quantities are expressed as a function of more than one fundamental units. It is known as derived units. For example, we have already seen in physics, that is what is velocity, acceleration, work, energy, etc. So here comes your velocity, the quantity with the symbol, and units measured in SI system, whereas symbol we have for the unit, because every now and then to write complete a word it becomes difficult, hence we use symbol most of the times. That is velocity V is meter per second, area is square meter, volume is measured in cubic meter, that is L into L into L. Density in mass upon, right? Density is equals to mass upon volume. We measure volume in meter cube and mass in kg. Hence, density results into mass upon volume, that is kilogram per meter cube. Similarly, energy, that is kilogram meter square per second square. Force we measure in Newton. Generally we call it Newton, but how do we calculate force? Force in terms of work done, that is kg meter per second square. We can say force is equals to mass into acceleration, right? Acceleration is meter per second square, and mass is measured in kg. So your force is equals to kg meter per second square. Similarly, frequency is measured in hertz. We know, right? We do talk about the radio frequency. Hannah, radio Mirchi comes in, I think, 98.3, right? Then 91.1 FM. So these all comes under the frequency. How frequently the things takes place, the changes taken place is noted down in the frequency, that is cycle per second. Then pressure is measured in Pascal. So again it is, as I told you, pressure is also that is force upon area. Okay, so your pressure is force upon area. So force is measured in Newton, area is measured in meter square. So your pressure is equals to Newton per meter square. Commonly Newton per meter square is known as Pascal. Electric charge is measured in coulomb, right? We have the equation Q is equals to I into T. So we have ampere. Second, I, current is measured in ampere. T is time, which is measured in second. So your electrical charge is coulomb, right, combinedly, or else it is also the ampere second. I hope the units are clear to it. Right, what is the basic difference between the fundamental units and the difference in the derived units? So, take care, stay safe, and kindly be with us and note down the points in your notebook as well.